walk. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful beaches there. It's one of my favorite parts of California. And they have some awesome restaurants down the boardwalk or down the walk as well. So recommend it, highly recommend it when you get to Santa Cruz. Yeah, maybe I'll see you there. So, and while you're in the Cocoon, let's say the negative karma you build up, the karmic people in your life, past lifetimes, or whatever, what have you, all the negativity directed at you in your Cocoon is actually feeding you to grow your wings. off my frequency lately that have been just wow. I did not know that. Well, I didn't drop. It's kind of like a great separation, and it just like my frequency just shot up as soon as it while it was happening. I was already looking into the future, and it looks great. But now the thing is I have so many options, and me being somebody, I have like what I call career ADD. So I'm good at a lot of things. I don't really know what I really want to do. I know what I'm passionate about, and I know whatever I'm on at the, whatever I'm focusing on, whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm, creating, I'm full on with it, whatever it is in that moment. And it's kind of like, and now I have several things. So I've been doing a little bit of all of them, travel, cooking, music, those are main food, travel, music, working out, striking, anything fitness. Like I'm planning on probably going to the archery ranges because I'm in a nice area of California where they got quite a few of them, and maybe some gun ranges, maybe. And what else? Dance, which is something I'm on my way to go do right now. And kind of chill out a little bit, swimming, just anything to do with the arts. Really, I'm here for it. And I was in a cocoon for so long that I did not know that these things would be the things that I knew inherently that these would be the things that would raise my frequency, but I didn't know the terminology for one because I was a cocoon, and because my growth was stagnated, my wings were stagnated or they were overcrowded with things in the matrix, like people that and once I got to a certain frequency, they ceased to exist in my reality, but I still exist in there. So what happens there with the magnetic attraction, for lack of a better term, they just sit there and they basically I guess because it doesn't know where to go. It's just vibrating at different frequencies, but not high enough to break through the force, but it's not strong enough. So it's just like pistons almost, but without the mechanic of it. It's just the frequency of it, the magnetic attraction of it. So it's just sitting there trying to shift away my energy field, trying to break through so I can go where it wants to go. It's getting pushed to a point where it can't go any further than, and that's what it actually is. It gets to a point where it is at a point, or it is basically how far your frequency will let them go. And the Most High has to, the universe, and so on and so on. They sit there and they protect you during these missions, adventures, mishaps, mistakes, lessons, all this stuff, and watch you grow from the energy that's being put into where you're being, how they're trying to tear you down. Because it's just really, this is them giving you your energy, trying to, antagonize you, provoke you, bully you, this, that, this, that, and the third. And, basically them butting against you is acknowledging basically that they first you have to be below a person in order to bring them down. That's one part. Two is their acknowledgement of their lack of existence in your reality and your existence or superiority in their reality. And it is also acknowledgement of your rejection of them and their acceptance of you and their praise of you, which it can be flattering, but it's kind of like on a mentally ill level, to the point that they focus on you so much that it just starts to disrupt you, and not break it, but just
blind.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I fear striking out on my own and, really doing what I care about and like what matters to me, what I'm passionate about, my heart's content. That's what they're trying to make you fear is leaving the matrix. Over time, it's just like if you truly followed your heart and listened to the voice of listen to the divine or whoever, just your divine, your inner no consequence to, sometimes they'll throw a comment or asteroid something, and it just kind of gets torched. That's all that happens. And yeah, like my friends, my first real friends, well, so to speak, were real friends who I got any real solid advice from, apart from my grandmother. Like me and her, we were two peas in a pod too. We were best friends too. But I had to. I don't know how to explain that for Lucy. I had to that's one reason I'm reluctant to a lot of things. Like I'm reluctant to actually reluctant to, accept gifts sometimes. Depending on how well I know the frequency of the person, but sometimes, they let the external objects or the external nouns deplete their energy, and then they come back to you for energy, and they lose sight of how their source of, they lose their connection with their main source of energy, their highest source of energy. So most sacred way, I guess.